It's just to recognize that there is something there when there are no thoughts apparent, and then immediately the next thought will arise. The quality of that presence when you stop thinking is undeniable. It might be very subtle, but there's something about you that's looking up through your eyes and listening to me speak that doesn't need any thoughts. It doesn't need a discussion or an argument to be. And this is why it's so powerful. You're relying on something which it's always there. In each short moment, you'll recognize something about you that doesn't need anything to changed or amended or altered in any way to be. Now, this might not be your experience in the beginning, but isn't it amazing is there anyone that can't recognize that about themselves? I am here. I am present. It's very, very obvious, and it's been with us since we were small children. And it's really, really simple. It's like learning to ride a bicycle. If you emphasize this presence for short moments rather than the thoughts and descriptions, whenever you remember in a completely uncontrived way, so in the beginning that might only be twice or 3 times a day, and then you might forget the next day. But if you keep persisting, and all of you here will have a great opportunity in the next days and weeks to come to really put this to the test, and I guarantee you'll be amazed at how preposterously simple this practice is. It's so simple that for me was the problem. It's like it just can't be this easy. It must be more difficult than this. I must have to do something. But it's not the case. What we're talking about is always present. And again, this is another key instruction, is you're not getting anything. All this teaching and all the support that's on offer is showing you in your own experience is exactly that. What you're looking for is already apparent. It's already here. And in each short moment, you gradually familiarize yourself with this presence. And in the beginning, all you need to understand is that your thoughts and emotions and circumstances remind you to recognize this presence. That's it. But that is in itself is amazing, because it means that things like anger, pain, depression, anxiety, there's some benefit to these things, because when you remember, you can either follow the descriptions of these things. Oh, I'm so angry because this person said this, and now I'm not going to speak to them. Then they'll know how angry I am. All these stories that spring up from anger that have done for decades. Now you start to recognize that you have a choice in each moment. You can either emphasize awareness, or you can emphasize descriptions or points of view. That's it. And this is a very, very practical and powerful teaching that will show you this in your experience. That you might think right now that your life, I can only share my experience, is a complete mess. Emotions, circumstances, jobs you want, relationships you want, things you can't get, things you've been trying to get for years and years. And it just seems like an absolute swamp of complication. But when you start to recognize how simple human life is, it just becomes so amazing. We only ever make one mistake, and that is to fall into the descriptions and to believe that the descriptions and the points of view actually have a power and a meaning in and of themselves. And in order to create well-being, we need to rearrange these descriptions into a description that we've learnt from other people will make us happy. Every single person in this room knows that trying to rearrange your life into a set of descriptions that you're happy with, at best, is exhausting. But for most people, it's just an absolute disaster. Most people, I can only share my own experience, I mean. So when I came to this teaching, it was amazing to just reveal to myself how simple it really is. I can either emphasize awareness or the descriptions. That's it. It was just really incredible.